everybody wants to talk about artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Right
Oh
now.
gosh, yes.
You know, it's like AI, and I mean, I guess the biggest question, because everybody's writing their test content right now with AI,
Mm-hmm.
which even if people are not admitting to it, they're doing it.
Yeah, people are definitely doing that.
People are like, yeah, I'm not doing that, but then they're like, yeah, I just got a little bit of the essay. You're like, yeah, you're doing it. So
AI
there
is
were,
writing their tests, believe me.
huh?
AI is writing their tests.
Yeah, because it's like it's hard to. I don't know. It's just like the cheat tool that's hard to
You just
ignore.
have to monitor it because you don't really actually know what they might put in.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's all of that. Like, there's number one, the fact that, you know, we talked about, which was like, even if you're generating a draft with AI, you still have to go through, you still have to review it, you still have to,
Absolutely.
you know, the subject matter experts still have to, you know, have the final say on what goes in, what goes, what doesn't. And a lot of times the, you know, the tool, if your questions or your prompt is not specific enough, it will give you something that is, you know, kind of far to the left field. So there's that challenge. The challenge that folks talked about most often was probably really copyright. That was like the biggest, or one of the biggest, you know, topics. And they were saying like, we don't really have like the case law to really be able to make a decision on that just yet. And so, you know, it's kind of like, well, there were some things that were said, which was like, if a post or if any content that you generate is a mix, you're supposed to like declare what the ratio is. So if it's like over 70% of your content was written with AI, you're supposed to make that declaration. It was something really weird. I have to go back, and I think that there's going to be another discussion point on that. But it was.
There'll be plenty of discussions on that.
Yeah. It was like, who is like, what do you do? What are you gonna do? Do like a word count and be like, oh, you know, 50% of the words came from the AI tool, and then I filled in the like, what are you doing? How do you actually make that real? And then the other challenge was like some of the AI tools were actually giving people giving people like permission like usage rights permission. So like basically if you put a prompt into the AI tool and it generated content for you, they would be like, you have permission to like use this as copyright. And so the conversation was like, how can an AI tool give over basically like usage rights that it doesn't own?
It doesn't have.
Essentially, the tool is being developed by feeding, you know, material in from the internet that it didn't write itself. And so it's like, how can you give me these usage rights and you didn't create this content?
Yeah, the robot didn't create it.
Yeah. So that was a lot of the discussion. But yeah, there's going to be follow-up sessions. And then I remember one comment from the crowd was like, you know, we need to also have these discussions from the user perspective, because oftentimes when the test community comes together, we're talking about test developers and like what it means for us, but we don't necessarily consider the test takers and, you know, how this impacts whatever, their ability to respond, their whatever. You know, how can we get more feedback from the respondents? So that was like a little bit of and I don't think any part of that was recorded. So at one point there was like an attempt to do the hybrid sessions, but the hybrid sessions are a challenge. Hybrid sessions are like, sometimes they go really, really well, and then sometimes they go like horribly wrong.